today I am going to be introducing you to the changes in CDS version 7 and showing you how you can participate in the public comment period. So in our presentation today, we will cover the new and updated elements in CDS version 7. Thank everyone that supported all the hard work it took us to get here, and show you how to send the CDS team your comments about version 7. Should take 20 to 30 minutes to go over the content, and we will have the remainder of the time at the end for questions. So if you could please send us your questions, we'll go over those at the end. Also, we are recording this presentation and we'll post it to the CDS website if you'd like to share with others. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into what's new with CDS version 7. To give you the highlights, there are 106 new elements, 95 updated elements, 45 contextual updates, and a new version of the normalized data schema. With these updates, CDS now contains 1,567 unduplicated element definitions. And there were 7 groups that participated in defining these new elements, and I'm not going to read all of the new elements out loud because that'd be boring and tedious, but I will display them over the next several slides so you can review them. I grouped them together by the group that introduced them as well, so as to make it a little easier to understand the context around how they are expected to be used. The elements we're looking at now are about half the items that were introduced by the Individualized Education Programs work group. They worked really hard over the past year to include many exciting changes to version 7 for including IEP data. And they include these elements and these elements as well. Just give you another few seconds here to read these over. Okay. There were 24 new elements that were adopted into CDS from a credential transparency description language. Again, I'll give you another few seconds to read over the list. Okay. There were 12 elements that were introduced to support the IPEDS finance survey. Six elements were introduced by the PESC data interoperability standard around credentialing. And 4 others, again around credentialing, that were adopted from the Open Badges 2.0 standard. Three elements were added by the Center for Integration of IDEA Data for their application called Generate that supports EdFax reporting. And last but not least, 1 element from the DCMI LRMI group, and that completes our list of the new elements. From here, I'll give you an overview of the elements that were updated. So amongst the comments we received from the public, the IEP work group, the post-secondary finance work group, the new CEDS codes, and the credential transparency description language, we added we updated 93 existing elements within CDS. And that list includes renaming the achievement-related elements to credential. The learning standard elements were renamed to competencies, and the learning goal elements were renamed just goals. And we renamed these elements to support a larger, more thorough set of use cases for the full P20W space. We updated the CEDS codes to make sure that those were completely up to date. We also brought all the language and country codes to the current standard. And there were also a smattering of other elements that were renamed to make them more fit for more use cases. There were 45 changes made to the structure of the domain entity schema. the structure of CDS, and these include moving elements from the old achievements category under the K-12. We moved those down to the root level of the DES to make sure that they were more fully applicable to the P20W space. We added many of the existing finance elements to the post-secondary finance category. And we added several elements from around the DS to the individualized program category. That was part of the IEP work. And lastly, we added several See Also notes throughout the DS, like this one here, See Also Credential Award. And we did this to kind of cut down on the number of general use data elements that we would have traditionally have duplicated throughout this, the DES. Starting with version 4, CEDS version 4, we've been updating a normalized data schema, which is a full implementation of the CEDS standard in a SQL database structure. And it's complete with all the option sets and everything. So the CEDS team will be updating these SQL scripts during the public preview period for you to download freely. And those should be ready when we have CEDS version 7 ready for final release. So how did we get here? With the help of many, many good people. We'd like to thank everyone that participated in shaping CEDS version 7. The groups that participated include the IPEDS data managers who helped develop the draft items that were added to the post-secondary finance category. The IEP work group, which started actually with the A4L community and then grew to include participants from SEAs, LEAs, vendors, and from OSEP. And this team worked very hard, meeting sometimes on a weekly basis to map federal regulations and draft definitions for CEDS. The competency framework came out of the work done by the Credential Transparency Description Language team. They actually based some of the CTDL standard on definitions from CDS, so it was nice to be able to kind of loop back with them and to synchronize those two standards. And lastly, the Open Badges group, CTDL, and PESC teams all participated in drafting and reviewing definitions for the new credentials domain in CDS. And so thanks again very much to everyone that participated in making the CEDS version 7 happen. So now that we're in the public comment period, I'll give you a walkthrough of how you can review the changes in version 7 and how you can provide us with feedback on the CEDS website. There are two ways to review version 7, and both are actually available on the Elements page. To have a quick and easy view in a nice, convenient list, click on the View version 7 Draft Elements button at the bottom of the page here, and you'll be taken to a page with a search feature at the very top. And there are two options in this search. The first is the new elements, new CEDS elements, and also updated CEDS elements. And from here, you can see all of the changes that were made to CEDS version 7. And by clicking on one of the elements down in the list, you'll be able to see an overview of those elements, that element's details. So we have put as many new and updated labels in here as we can to kind of make it easier for you to see what has been changed in the new model. And from here, if you'd like to see more details or send the CEDS team your comments, click on the More link here. And you should see a pop-up window that looks like so. And at the bottom of this pop-up window, there's a button that you can click to comment on this element. You can also review the new domain entity schema to see the changes to the structure of CEDS in version 7. Again, this button is available from the Elements page. And then from here, you click on View version 7 Draft DES. You'll see all the new elements, updates to element names, and context changes in this view of the DES. Fortunately, we were not able to add any of the new and updated labels as part of this view, but that is something we're hoping to add in version 8, which will be released next year. And from here, to comment on an element, click on an element's name, and you'll get the same pop-up window. And at the bottom of the pop-up window again is the button to comment on this element. You can also send us your general comments about the model by clicking on the Contact Us link in the main navigation at the top right of the page. And that's available anywhere on the website. So to give you an idea of the timeline for the version 7 release, the public comment period opened 2 days ago on April 10th, and we will be accepting comments over the next 2 to 3 months, and we hope to release CEDS, the final version, in the June or July timeframe. So that gives you 2 to 3 months to be able to review and provide your comments. If you'd like to get involved for version 8 of CEDS, you can join the CEDS community by visiting the community website at ceds.grads360.org, and then from there clicking the Request Access link. Also, the CEDS team offers free assistance and training on the CEDS standards and tools, so please feel free to contact us if you have any questions or if you would like some assistance.
This is Dwayne. One quick interjection on the review period. The review period ends May the 4th. So just remember, May the 4th be with you, because that's when it would end. So you have until then to actually review the elements, and then that'll give us about a month or so to be able to move it over into, or to make the changes we need to make from based off the comments to be able to release that in June or July. So May 4th, just like Star Wars.
Okay, I apologize for not having those details straight in the presentation.
Well, that's fine. I was just making sure. That's why we're all here. And I like to mention Star Wars, so.
Excellent.
As you were. Sorry, keep going.
Okay, thank you. Okay, actually that's the end of the presentation, so that was just fine. If you'd like, first I'd like to just thank everyone for your time, and we really can't wait to hear your thoughts on version 7, so thank you very much. If you'd like to contact me, I can be reached at nathan.clinton@aemcorps.com. Also, the CEDS website is at ceds.ed.gov. Our community website, again, is at ceds.grads360.org, and our Twitter handle is at CEDS Standards.